Hello everybody. Story time on the funny farm, okay? So I keep talking about this funny story about my boyfriend getting me books for Christmas. I keep forgetting to do this video, so I'm going to do it now while I'm thinking about it, if I don't over-exuberate myself. So this story is about these 3 books. It's kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. Dreaming Anastasia by Joy Preble, and 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Now, originally when I went to Barnes & Noble with my boyfriend, we were walking around, we were talking, and he said that he wanted to buy me a book. And of course I'm reluctant to let him buy me things because I have my own money. I don't need people buying me things. I'm very a stickler about that. And I'm like, no, I don't want you buying me anything. This is not fair. And he's like, well, you know, I gotta go to the bathroom. So he walks by and I'm like, okay, whatever, go to the bathroom. Fine, I'll walk around and find my own stuff. So I walked around Barnes for a while and looked at a few books. And I'm like, hey, you know, he's taking a bit long. But what if walking around, he walks up, hey, and he gives me a big hug, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So we're looking at books, and finally I found the book that I was going to let him buy it for me, because he wouldn't shut up, and he had to buy something for me. So I let him buy me It's Kind of a Funny Story. And I figure, it's a $10 book. You know, it wasn't on any special sale, and I really liked the cover, and I really liked the story sound, and I've heard a lot about this book. So I figured, why not? I really want this book. I don't want to pay for it. I'll let him buy it for me. Shut him up. So we pay for it, and we leave the store. Well, we get to the car, and he's like, close your eyes. I'm like, hon, I already know what you got me. So he's carrying the bag, and he's like, just close your eyes. I'm like, fine, I'll humor him. So I went, he's like, no, close them. Close them? Close them, or I'll shut it for you. Okay, jeez. So I close my eyes, and I hear rustling on the bag. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is he doing? Is he really trying to wrap this? And all of a sudden, I feel on my leg, I'm like, okay, this is how much this book feels. It felt like a ton of bricks was being thrown on my legs. And I'm like, what the hell? He's like, look in the bag. I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, the Barnes bag is this thick now. And I'm like, well, actually, it would have been. And he's just like, look, you saw this book. And I'm like, okay. Then I saw this book. And then I saw this book. I'm like, what the fuck did you buy this tonight? What? You remember when I said I had to go to the bathroom? Yeah. Well, like, you little son of a... He starts laughing. I'm like, how did you manage this? Really? He's like, well, think about it. He's like, honestly, I grabbed the one book while you're right down the aisle from it. And I'm like, okay. And each book has a story behind it. Well, this one I knew he bought me. Sorry. This one, there's 2 copies of it, and he had pointed out the fact that, oh, somebody got 1 copy, you better get it before, you know, there's none left. And I'm like, I'll get it later. I'm not too terribly concerned. If somebody really wants this book, you know, let them have it. I'm not too terribly, like, oh my god, I must have this book. And then, this was on the, buy 2, get 1 free. Buy 3, get 4 free. Buy 3, no, buy 2, get 1 free. table, and I pointed out that there was another, like, darn, I guess I don't need it. The reason there was none left is there was originally one left. And I wonder who got the last one. I love my boyfriend. I really do love him. Please do not get me wrong by saying that I love him. I hate surprises. And he knows I hate surprises. But he just has to do it. And that, children, is the end of story time. Please come back next week when I talk about how I'm going to smack him upside the head one of these days. Just kidding. No, seriously, I'm going to smack him.